here throughout the morning and, of course, throughout many of our broadcasts, while we continue to analyze the current situation and also debate what is coming next, we have to consistently remind the viewers and the world how this all began. And with that being said, Shani Look, a 22-year-old German-Israeli woman who was abducted from the Nova Music Festival in Haim in southern Israel into the Gaza Strip during Hamas's October 7th onslaught, has unfortunately now been confirmed dead. You may remember these horrific images of Shani that you're seeing now. The video showed her half naked, lying seemingly unconscious, face down in the back of a pickup truck in Gaza, surrounded by terrorists who paraded her through the streets and celebrated her abduction. Shani's mother and sister broke the news today, being Monday, saying that they unfortunately received the news over the weekend that their daughter is no longer alive, and that the Israeli Zaka Rescue Service told them that a bone from the base of her skull, without which a person cannot survive, had been recovered and identified. Though Look has tragically been declared dead, her body, however, remains in captivity by Hamas in the Gaza Strip. I'd like to bring in another guest that we have here in studio, Iris Haim, the mother of kidnapped Yotam. Haim, I don't even want to begin to ask how you're feeling, because I can only imagine the immense pain and numbness that accompanies the not knowing of your son's whereabouts. But I would like to ask you if you can explain a little bit to us about your son, who he is, and also how you found out that he was missing.
Okay, so good afternoon. My son, our son, Yotam, you have the picture of him. He's 28 years old. He's a citizen in Kibbutz Kfar Aza. In that morning, 7th of October, he had to go to perform. He's a musician, and he planned to go in the morning to this festival, not the Nova Festival, another music festival in Tel Aviv. At around 6:20, he was bombed in his house, and he started to inform us what happens there in Kibbutz Kfar Aza. In the same time, we were in our shelter in Moshav Sde Nitzan, where we live for the last 40 years. We live in Gaza surrounding. And Yotam is a very, very special person. He is very big heart. He loves animals. He raised many cats. Very funny person in the one hand, and the other hand, he's also dealing with some complicity with his mental issues. But he's very strong. For 4 hours, he texting us exactly very, very terrifying things, like burning my house. They are in my house. They shooting on my door. And at around 10:44 exactly, there's nothing from him. We didn't know nothing for 1 week, nothing at all. And just one week after, we got a little piece of information from the army that his telephone was located in Gaza at 12 o'clock in that morning. So it's calmed us a little bit. So, something to hold on. This little fact that it's not sure that he is alive, but the telephone is there. That's what we are holding. What I saw now, of course, it's shocking what you just told about the young girl, because we are in the same position. We don't know. We hope that this information will skip on us, and that he is really there. For me as a mother, it's very strange to say that as a mother, I pray that he is there and not a body somewhere that, like you say, that didn't identify it. So I rather hope that he is there.
And every day, as we see, and we've been reporting here, the number of those kidnapped, that number appears to go up. And no doubt you're sitting there waiting to find your son's name on that list, to know that he is there and alive. How do you even begin to stay as strong as you presenting yourself right now in something like this? This is, I don't think people fully understand. You know, I know from myself personally, we never grow out of being someone's child, no matter how old we get. This is your baby. And to sit here and speak about, you don't really have much of a choice. Of course, you're going to be advocating for your son, but the physical and the mental toll that this must take on you, that the emotional toll, how do you continue to advocate for him every day?
I hope I can say that in English. It's not my mother language, so I think it's a complicated answer. It's not a simple answer. First of all, I made myself reasonably to hold on an agenda, on a narrative that he is alive, he will come back, he is safe. That's what I'm telling to myself every moment. And when somebody try to, you know, like, said something, no, I don't want to hear, I don't want to think. I'm not thinking of the thing. I don't think of what happens there. I don't think of what happened there. I just stay very, very strong in the belief that he is alive and he will come back. And that's what holds me and my family. And also the belief that as an Israeli citizen, I have now Israel to bring them, and that Israel knows exactly what they are doing. Our intelligence and our army and our leaders, they know exactly where they are. I believe that. I believe that they know where they are, and they will not come and take them, but as the operation is going on, they will not harm them.
That's an amazing viewpoint that you bring out, because I've been to a lot of these protests at the moment where a lot of the families of those missing or held hostage have been demanding that the government explain to them exactly how they are planning on targeting Hamas, versus also making sure that they don't hit your children or their family or their relatives that are there. And obviously that's their concern, but you don't appear to be concerned by that. You have full trust in the military's capabilities, which also proves the fact that Israel has very precision and targeted strikes and intelligence, because if they didn't, I don't think you'd feel that way.
It's also, I think, it's a psychological thing that as an Israeli, I'm Israeli. I'm born here 1966, and my father and mother born here in 1942. My grandparents, mother and father, they burned in Auschwitz. For me, I don't have another country. And also I tell the world, there's nowhere to go for us, for Jewish people. We need to stay here strong and believe that this is the only way to be here and to defend ourselves. And the army is, I believe in the army. And I believe in Israel, yes. So for me now, I'm not demonstrating, I'm not going to any demonstration. I give all my truth also for the kidnapped people there, because I think if now we will not be united, it will harm them. If we will start to shout on each other what to do, what not to do, this is not a good way for our children, and also for ourselves, of course. So I think I made a narrative for myself that's keeping me strong. And when I'm strong, my son is strong. When I'm strong, the hope is going there. That's what I believe. I'm like a little bit spiritual person. So I'm using this power for holding.
I think it's completely amazing, and I think for so many people that are watching this broadcast right now, to see where your strength and your resilience is, it speaks to who we are as not only Jews but Israelis, that we keep getting knocked down, but we will never fall down completely, and that's just amazing.
We couldn't afford ourselves, because if we will, like you say, we will not be. We don't have another place. Nobody will defend us. And if somebody didn't understand that until now, I think now everybody needs to understand that Hamas is not just against Israel. Hamas is against the world.
I want to thank you, Iris Haim, so very much for being here and for sharing the story about your dear son, Yotam. I wish that I could tell you that we had some kind of insider information as to his whereabouts, but all I can tell you is that we're thinking of you and your family, and we're praying for his safe return.
I want to say just another thing about something you tell before that people want to know exactly. Again, I believe that we get all the information that we need to know as families. And some other informations maybe will harm us and harm them. So I have a complete belief, complete confidence on what we are getting also from the state, from Israel.
Thank you again so very much. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here and to speak.
Thank you that you're letting me tell about my son, about what we are experience now. It's very not simple, but
important.
Important.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much.